Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Obviously talking about track limits. But what are track limits? Track limits, simply put, are the white line that defines the edge of the circuit. Whilst they are used as a marker, they are also a safety feature, because let's be honest, if they weren't there, the drivers would be getting real creative because they'll be using any part of the track to get the fastest lap possible. They would be moving like it's freestyle F1. But a driver is deemed to have exceeded track limits if all four wheels are outside the agreed boundary, with that boundary being the white line. And if a driver has exceeded track limits, warnings and then penalties can be applied. So how is track limits enforced and how is it decided? Well, track limits vary from track to track due to each track's unique nature, and the FIA decide these boundaries before any racing begins. In practice and qualifying, any track limits infringements results in a lap time deleted. And if any track limit infringement occurs on the final lap of the corner, then the next lap can be deleted, as it could be believed that momentum was gained going into that next lap. But when it comes to race day, the FIA are a bit nicer, only a bit, with the first two track limit infringements going down as warnings, and the third one you are shown the black and white flag telling you that you're on your last straw. But if you go over a fourth time, then you are shown a 5-second time penalty. And after all of that, if you manage to get to lucky number 5, then you are shown a 10-second time penalty. But after this, do it a 6th time and it resets. So 7 and 8 are warnings again, with 9 being the black and white flag, and then 10 is again another 5-second time penalty. And if you manage to get 11 after all of that, first off, hats off, because at that point it's just impressive. But secondly, this one, I'm just going to call it Ocon, because 11 was how many he managed to pick up in the 2023 Austrian Grand Prix. Bro was actually racing on a different track. But track limits are a hot topic in F1 at the moment, especially after a Grand Prix like the Austrian one, with some saying the ruling is way too tough, and in special cases, leeway has to be given. Because for example, if I go off the track and no real time is gained or positions are gained, then should I still be penalised as the rulebook states? It's definitely not easy to police, it's a bit of a grey area, but what do you think? If you was FIA president tomorrow, how would you solve track limits?